Welcome back to episode 2 of this series where I share with you what I believe to be the greatest piece of human artwork from each year since 1500. You may have seen a few of these paintings before, but I'm sure there are a handful you haven't. Researching and exploring such a large collection led me to uncover so many artists and works I'd never heard of, and I'm hoping to share some of these lesser known yet still incredible creations with you all. Today, we are looking at 50 works of art spanning from 1550 to 1600. Towards the beginning of this time frame, we will see some work from previously mentioned masters like Titian, who was making paintings for a span of 60 years. But, of course, we are also beginning to see some new important names arise, artists who I'd consider to be the greatest and most notable from this period. Peter Bruegel the Elder, Paulo Veronese, Tintoretto, and El Greco are the titans of the late 1500s. Bruegel's style is very much based in narrative. Where other Renaissance artists created beautiful, realistic renderings of human bodies and religious scenes, Bruegel's canvases were much more story-driven and slightly stylized, often showing entire plot lines unfold in expansive environments. Veronese and Tintoretto were both masters of anatomy and composition, but Bruegel's work has always stood out to me because it feels so different from the other artists of the time. It's at this point that I'd like to remind you that this list is my personal selection. These are my favorite works from every year, and anybody else on the planet would have a different curation if they picked their own favorites. If you have any paintings or sculptures from this era that I didn't include, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. This list is a living document, which I will go back and change as I grow up and discover new art, and I would love nothing more for you all to help me learn about the paintings I've never seen before. Also, while you're down in the comments, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more art-related content. On a similar note, we are also beginning to see work by El Greco. To be honest, I was not a big fan of El Greco's style when I was first becoming involved with art history. The figures he paints are long and ghostly, with stretched faces and expressions. He uses non-traditional color palettes, often dark and cool, a stark contrast to the warmth and brightness of other 1500s paintings. However, as I immersed myself in more of his work, I understood that these techniques he was using, while perhaps not true to life or consistent with the style of the early Renaissance, were employed as a means of emotional and narrative expression. I can appreciate his work now, not because he's one of the great Renaissance artists, but because he's so different from the great Renaissance artists. As we move through different art periods in this series, I find that the artists whom I truly love are often the ones who approach creating art in a way that's never been done before. El Greco is a good early example of this idea. In my eyes, Titian, Veronese, and Tintoretto are artists who defined and exemplified this period of art history. Bruegel and El Greco were the artists that defied it, making their own path and cementing their unique styles. As we near the end of this video's selection, we approach the appearance of a very exciting and important artist. In the 1590s, Caravaggio enters the art world. We will explore a lot more of his work in the next video, which will cover the entire century of the 1600s. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to show you more artwork soon.